It was a freezing night in Philadelphia. The city lights were shining in the distance, but here on the broken streets, everything was dark, cold, and silent. On a corner, near an abandoned gas station, a young man named Michael sat with his back against the wall. His jacket was too thin for the winter, his hands shaking and his eyes heavy. Beside him lay a small paper bag with needles and empty wrappers. Michael was only 27. Once, he was a high school football player. He had dreams, a loving family, and friends who believed he would go far. But life changed when he injured his knee during a game. Doctors prescribed painkillers, little white pills that were supposed to help him heal. At first, they worked. They took the pain away. But soon, they became more than medicine. They became escape. Escape from the stress, from the sadness, from the emptiness inside. By the time Michael realized what was happening, it was too late. He wasn't taking pills for pain anymore. He was taking them because his body screamed without them. And when the pills ran out, he turned to something stronger, cheaper, and deadlier: heroin. Michael wasn't alone. All around him, the same story was repeating. Young men, women, even teenagers, caught in the same trap. In cities like Philadelphia, New York, San Francisco, and many others, you can find entire blocks where people live this life. Some call them zombie streets. If you walk there, you'll see people sitting on sidewalks, nodding in half sleep, bodies weak, arms covered in scars from injections. Some beg for money. Some search the trash for food. Some just lie on the cold ground, lost between life and death. This was the world Michael had fallen into. One night, while sitting on that corner, Michael noticed a girl across the street. She looked young, maybe 22, with blonde hair tied back messily, wearing an oversized hoodie. She was pacing back and forth, holding her stomach like she hadn't eaten in days. Her name was Sara. Sara once dreamed of becoming a nurse. She studied hard, wanted to help people, wanted to make her parents proud. But when her brother died in a car accident, she fell into depression. Someone offered her pills to feel better. And slowly, just like Michael, her life spiraled down into addiction. That night, Sara crossed the street and sat near Michael. For a while, they said nothing. Then she whispered, "Do you ever think about how it used to be, before all this?" Michael looked at her. His voice was low. "Every day, but thinking about it hurts too much." Sara nodded, her eyes filled with tears. "Sometimes I just wish I wouldn't wake up." Michael didn't answer, because deep inside he had thought the same thing many times. Days turned into weeks. Michael and Sara started looking out for each other. They shared food when they had it, warned each other when dangerous dealers were around, and tried to keep each other alive. But life on the streets was brutal. Every night they saw people overdose. Sometimes ambulances came in time. Sometimes they didn't. Michael remembered seeing a young boy, no older than 16, lying motionless on the pavement. His friends crying but too scared to call for help. Addiction wasn't just stealing lives. It was stealing entire communities, families broken, children growing up without parents, streets turning into graveyards of lost dreams. One bitter morning, Sara didn't wake up. Her body was cold, her face pale. Michael shook her, panic rushing through him. "Sara! Sara, come on, open your eyes," he shouted. She barely moved. Her breathing was shallow. Her lips were turning blue. Michael screamed for help. A passerby called 911. Paramedics arrived quickly. They used Narcan, a medicine that can reverse an overdose. Slowly, Sara's eyes fluttered open. She was alive, but just barely. Michael broke down. For the first time in years, he cried openly. He realized that if he stayed on this path, this would keep happening. To Sara, to him, to everyone around them. That night, as they sat outside the shelter, Michael whispered, "We have to try, Sara. We can't let this be our ending. Not like this." Sara looked at him with tears, weak but sincere. "I'm scared, Michael. What if I can't do it?" Michael held her hand. "Then we'll try together, one day at a time." Their journey after that wasn't easy. Rehab was painful. There were relapses, withdrawals, nights filled with screaming and sweat, but little by little, they began to fight back. Sara started writing again, filling notebooks with her thoughts, her pain, her hope. Michael began talking in group meetings, sharing his story with others who had lived the same nightmare. It was not a perfect ending. Recovery never is, but it was a beginning. A chance, a light in the darkness. Michael and Sara's story is not just theirs. It is the story of thousands of people in America today. People who had dreams, families, and futures, but got caught in the deadly cycle of drugs. Some don't make it. Some never escape. But some, like Michael and Sara, find the strength to fight, even when the world has forgotten them. And maybe that's the truth we all need to hear. Behind every addict on the street, there is a story. A story of pain, of loss, of choices, and sometimes a story of hope.